Well, I forgot to take some pictures while I was putting this up, but this was about 4 hours work here. It's about 4:30. We started about noon, so 4.5 hours, and we got this much done. My dad and my brother was helping, and my niece showed up, and my niece's boyfriend brought me a little gift, and I can't wait to show y'all what it is. It's a really brisk morning, lots of frost. This is the weekend. I have to put away all my pumps and hoses. We got the pond filled up one more time. So yeah, I'll be rolling up the hoses tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow as well. I'm going to be still working on the greenhouse today. And yeah, I'll be shutting up the loft too. I'll have to be turning the water off and blowing it out. I have an air nozzle that I have connected to it that I can blow it out and dump it back into the sink into the house, so we can weatherproof it, winterproof it. So yeah, it's gonna warm up in a little bit here, and I think my brother here, he's got a fire going, so we were burning some of the brush that we cut up when we were putting in the trees, the maple trees. And you can see here, this is the kind of runoff I'm gonna have. I mean, if you look at the dripping, I don't know if you can see that on my window or on the with the shadows and everything, but there's a lot of dripping going down, and that's just from the frost thawing out. Imagine if that was rain. That's how much rain I'll be collecting. Well, this morning I just kind of checked my raspberry bush here, and looks like I got a couple little treats. Can't believe they're growing in like almost November. It's like the 30th of October right now, but they're delicious. Yum. As I take shelter under my dry greenhouse, you can see it's a Monday, it's Halloween, and it's just a cuck a day. This is what we call a cuck a day. I can't get much done in this, but it's supposed to be on and off with the rain. It's drizzle now, it might be harder a little later, then it's going to stop, you know, so on and so forth. There should be a lull in it. Now, what I'm also going to do today, though, is I need to transplant some of my cuttings. I made some cuttings a little while ago, and what we're going to do is we're going to get them into pots and get them stored up for the winter. And then hopefully they come back next year, but we'll take a look at them in a minute. Right now I'm down at the greenhouse where my pile, if you're a viewer, you might know where my actual dirt pile is, which is over here. So I got to dig into that and fill up some pots. But I also have some stuff to finish from yesterday. I would like to get this last section done, so let's just zoom over there. As you see, I just got this little corner left, so I can only do a row of 3 across right now. I ran out of the big 20 by 24 pieces of glass. I ran out of 31, so 31 of those have been broken and damaged at one point or another, and I have to replace them for sure. And then we'll get onto the sides soon enough and get another count on how many we're going to need for the side here. Now this is the south side, so there's a good chance I'm going to use the very first panel as a different material, possibly wood. We'll see. So I just wanted to make another note here. As you can see, the amount of water that's just dripping, and it's drizzling out. I mean, imagine that collecting 75 feet in a eaves trough into one area. I mean, that's a lot, and it's not even raining. If it starts to rain, you're gonna see this just pour off of here. That's gallons and gallons a second. So yeah, this is where my water is gonna be coming from. So I filled up a bunch of dirt. I got a few other chores I have to do, like for example, I have to grab the pump now. My dad had already drained the water out of it, and then roll up all the hoses put that away for the winter. So that's one thing I got to do. So I'm gonna get at it. Okay, so a couple of months ago I put in some cuttings and I was able to get out my grapes, which I showed in one of my videos. I'll try to leave that at the end there. But I have some other cuttings in here that are still okay. They do have a little bit of root on there, so there's a good chance I'm gonna plant these now. I'll dig these up, but we'll take them over and we'll get the dirt ready for it, because I'm gonna mix some peat in with some of the dirt that I grabbed from up there. And some of these are rooted. Now I don't know what these are. Some of them are apple, some of them are pear, some of them are dead, some of them are plum. So we'll see what has roots, and whatever has roots we're gonna put in pots, and we'll let them sit for the winter and see how they do in the spring. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just pluck a hole in this stuff. I mixed a bunch of peat in the here with a couple of different types of soil. We're gonna do that a little bit. We're gonna grab our little bit of a root there. We're gonna pluck it in just ever so slight and pack it in there a bit. So what I probably will do is give this a little bit of water just to keep her going. But I'm gonna do that to all of these and however many make it. So, and we'll find out in the spring when we identify them, find out which ones actually made it and which ones didn't. Okay. All right, so here's what I ended up with. I got 6 small ones, 3 little ones, and one of them is a suspect, but they all had little bits of roots on them, so best chance, throw them in dirt, see what happens for the spring. Well, it's that time of year. This here's my my composting toilet, at least the reserve anyways, and it's doing very well, fantastic in fact. And it's time to drain the air out just like you would do in your RV. And I'm gonna take all the water out of the pipes so they don't freeze over the winter time. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go turn off the water on the inside of the house, open up a valve, and then I'm gonna put air to this side and flush it all out. See, it's that easy. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and we're all dried up for the winter. Okay, so I was gonna put my peppermint and my spearmint and my what's the other one, the mint, down in these boxes, but they didn't go. They must have got wind blown, and these birds are noisy. Holy smoke! So anyways, I have some of these seeds from my garlic bulbs here. The scapes produce different types of bulbs and seeds, so I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to plant them and see if maybe I can establish a little garden bed down here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll take a picture just when it's done. I'm just going to rake it, put it in, rake a little over top, and be done with it. Okay, so like I said, I just sprinkled a bunch of these on here all over the place, and I'm just going to give it a light rake in there and see if some of them drop down. It's some good dirt in here, that's for sure. Lots of worms. I set these up for those mint ones a while ago. So yeah, I just kind of raked up the dirt a bit, loosened it up, pulled out some of the weeds, and that's about it really. So I hope in maybe next fall we'll have some garlic. I don't know. We'll see what happens with these ones here. This is just an experiment. But yeah, if you like my videos, don't forget to push that button down there, the thumbs up and the subscribe button, and we'll see you next week too.